Have you ever wondered which movie won the Oscar for Best Picture the year you were born? In this first of 4 videos, we will take viewers back in time to 1929, the very first time the Oscar was awarded. The world of film changed forever since this award's inception, and, fun fact, they weren't even called Oscars back then. The name Oscars was officially adopted in 1934. Today, many years later, we still look to the Oscars or Academy Awards to point us toward the very best films each year. Join us as we go through and relive every winner in that category from the past 82 years, starting with 1928 to 1950. Year 1928 to 1929. Wings. As you may have guessed, the first Academy Award for Best Picture was awarded to a silent picture about 2 men who left their civilian life to join the military during World War I. The coolest part? The flying scenes are mind-blowing, even by today's standards. The story follows 2 pilots, played by Clara Bow and Charles "Buddy" Rogers, as they become friends and face the challenges of war together. Romance and sacrifice are woven into the plot, making it a real tearjerker. What makes Wings special is the action-packed flying scenes and the emotions they stir up. The actors brought the characters to life. We couldn't have a better option to start the list. So, if you're into old movies or just love a gripping tale, Wings is worth checking out. Year 1929 to 1930. The Broadway Melody. The Broadway Melody, released in 1929, is a movie that takes you into the world of showbiz in New York City. It's one of the first musicals ever made, and it's filled with catchy songs and dazzling dance numbers. The story is about 2 sisters, played by Bessie Love and Anita Page, who dream of making it big on Broadway. Along the way, they face challenges and romantic entanglements that keep you hooked. Bessie Love, who performed the role of Hank, also received the award for Best Actress. While the movie might seem a bit old-fashioned compared to modern musicals, it's still a fun ride filled with charm and nostalgia. Plus, it gives you a glimpse into what entertainment was like back in the day. Year 1930 to 1931. All Quiet on the Western Front. Just after Eric Maria Remarque published a book under the same name, it appeared on the big screen. Remarque's stories, inspired by his experience as a German soldier fighting in World War I. This movie portrays the harsh realities of war as it uncovers the lives of a group of young German soldiers. It doesn't glamorize or sugarcoat anything. Instead, it shows the fear, the pain, and the loss that soldiers face on the front lines. Lew Ayres' acting was incredible as he played the role of a young soldier named Paul Baumer. You will feel for him and the other characters as they struggle to survive amid chaos. Still with us? If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated with new videos every week. Year 1931 to 1932. Cimarron. Also inspired by Edna Ferber's novel, this movie is centered around Yancey Cravat, who convinces his wife Sabra to move to Oklahoma in the late 1800s. But when Yancey went farther west, Sabra had to take on much more than she anticipated. Cimarron is an epic Western film full of adventure, drama, and romance. You'll see everything from gunfights to land rushes as the characters fight to make a life for themselves in the rugged wilderness. The producers capture the beauty and harshness of the American frontier, especially its grand scale and sweeping landscapes, making you feel like you're right there alongside the characters. Year 1932 to 1933, Grand Hotel. The Grand Hotel in Berlin isn't just a place to vacation. The characters in this movie prove there's much more going on. Based on Vicky Baum's 1929 novel, it's clear that plenty of drama goes down in this luxury destination. The movie is a mix of romance, drama, and intrigue, with secrets and scandals lurking behind every door, as it intertwines the lives of various guests and staff as they live in the hotel for a few days. From love affairs to financial struggles, the guest stories. The star-studded lineup of Greta Garbo, John Barrymore, Joan Crawford, and Lionel Barrymore performances will keep you hooked from start to finish. Year 1933 to 1934, Cavalcade. This period piece follows an upper-class and working-class British family as they navigate the early 1900s. Frank Lloyd also took home the Oscar for Best Director, and the film earned the award for interior design as well. The movie spans from the late 1800s to the early 1930s, capturing significant historical events such as the Boer War, World War I, and the sinking of the Titanic. Through the eyes of the two families, we see the effects of these events on their lives and relationships. The performances by the cast, including Diana Wynyard and Clive Brook, are sincere and touching. It's a story of love, loss, and resilience that appeal to audiences of all ages. Year 1935. It happened one night. This comedy follows a spoiled tycoon's daughter who marries a man her father despises. Her father keeps her away in his ship, but she escapes in the hopes of returning to her husband. While she's plotting her reunion, a newspaper reporter identifies her and an unlikely romance blossoms. The movie is filled with witty dialogue and plenty of laughs along the way. The hitchhiking escapades, the makeshift blanket walls, and the antics of the mismatched duo will keep you entertained. The undeniable chemistry between Colbert and Gable is charming, making every scene they share a joy to watch. Year 1936. Mutiny on the Bounty. Based on the real-life events that took place in 1789, there was yet another resurgence when Charles Nordhoff and James Norton Hall published their 1932 novel. It's all about an English captain aboard the HMS Bounty who abuses his crew on a voyage to Jamaica, and the title should tell you the rest. This movie takes viewers to Tahiti's breathtaking landscapes and the Pacific Ocean's treacherous waters, creating a sense of adventure and danger. Year 1937. The Great Ziegfeld. A biopic about Florenz Ziegfeld, William Powell portrays the famed producer as he navigates fame and offstage relationships. The 1,920 set drama went on to win 3 Oscars, including Best Dance Direction. The movie is filled with extravagant musical numbers, dazzling costumes, and impressive choreography that showcase the grandeur of Ziegfeld's theatrical productions. At its heart, The Great Ziegfeld is a story about ambition, love, and pursuing dreams. Through the ups and downs of Ziegfeld's career, the movie portrayed the sacrifices he made to achieve success and the impact his larger-than-life personality had on those around him. Year 1938. The Life of Émile Zola. This biographical film portrays the bold life of author Émile Zola, a famous French writer. It shows his struggles and successes. Zola stands up for what's right, even when it's hard. The movie focuses on when Zola helps Alfred Dreyfus, a Jewish officer wrongly accused of a crime. Zola risks a lot to prove Dreyfus's innocence. Paul Mooney, who plays Zola, does a great job showing his passion. Dreyfus eventually won the Academy Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Year 1939, You Can't Take It With You. This is a delightful comedy movie from 1939 that will leave you smiling from ear to ear. Set in a quirky household, the movie follows the Sycamore family who live by their own rules. In-laws can be difficult. This phrase was explained back in the late 30s when we saw how Alice Sycamore and Tony Kirby's families interacted when they got together to celebrate their engagement. Year 1940, Gone with the Wind. Adapted from Margaret Mitchell's highly acclaimed novel, this movie is more than just a love story. It was set against the backdrop of the American Civil War. The film tells the story of Scarlett O'Hara, a fiery Southern belle who is determined to survive and rebuild her life amidst the ruins of war. Scarlett's journey is filled with loss, heartbreak, and the constant need to make difficult choices of complex love triangles, struggles to keep her family's plantation afloat, and fights for her survival in a rapidly changing world. Year 1941. Rebecca. Years after his wife Rebecca's death, a widower marries another woman. Her adjustment to married life is far from ideal, as she experiences secrets, jealousy, and comparisons to her new spouse's former wife. This suspenseful thriller will keep you guessing until the very end, as it combines romance, suspense, and psychological drama. While some aspects of the movie's portrayal of gender roles might seem outdated by today's standards, the main themes of manipulation and the search for identity remain relevant. Year 1942. How Green Was My Valley. In a Welsh mining town, we follow Hugh Morgan's life amid family troubles and work conflicts. The movie shows the tough conditions in the mines and the struggles families face. As the community changes, we see how people cope with challenges. Although Citizen Kane won for Best Writing, How Green Was My Valley won Best Picture for its touching story about life's ups and downs. Year 1943, Mrs. Miniver. World War II changed so many lives, and that's shown in this movie about an English family helmed by matriarch Mrs. Miniver. Her husband has just left for war, and she's forced to keep her entire family together as everything falls apart. This movie focuses on the human cost of war, showcasing the struggles and sacrifices of ordinary people. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, there's always hope and humanity can prevail. Year 1944. Casablanca. Casablanca is a classic movie. It follows Rick Blaine, the owner of a popular nightclub. Rick's world is turned upside down when his former lover, Ilsa Lund, walks back into his life with her husband, Victor Laszlo, a Czech resistance leader. The movie is filled with drama, romance, and suspense as Rick grapples with his feelings for Ilsa and his desire to do what's right in a world torn apart by war. The iconic lines like, "Here's looking at you, kid," and "We'll always have Paris," have become part of pop culture, showing the lasting presence of this timeless tale of love and sacrifice. Year 1945. Going My Way. This musical comedy is about a young priest, Father Charles O'Malley, Bing Crosby. He's dealing with a new neighborhood in Manhattan, an elder priest named Father Fitzgibbon, and an ex-girlfriend. Crosby won the Best Actor award for his work. The movie is relaxed and has different stories like Father Chuck helping troubled kids and meeting old friends. It's good at showing real feelings and moments. Bing Crosby's acting fits the movie's calm feeling, but it doesn't make the story move fast. Even though it's nice to watch, the slow pace might make it feel boring for some people. Year 1946, The Lost Weekend. The Lost Weekend tells the story of Don, played by Ray Milland, who battles with alcohol addiction. Despite brief periods of sobriety, Don spirals into a 4-day drinking binge, showcasing the struggles of his addiction. It paints a vivid and often harrowing portrait of addiction, showing how it can consume a person's life and relationships. Don's downward spiral is heartbreaking to watch as he descends further into despair and self-destruction. Ray Milland's performance as Don is powerful and moving, capturing the character's pain and desperation with honesty and depth. His portrayal earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, and it's easy to see why. Year 1947, The Best Years of Our Lives. When World War II veterans Fred, Dana Andrews, Al, Frederick March, and Homer, Harold Russell, return to civilian life, the adjustment is much more difficult than they could have ever imagined. Frederick March and Harold Russell's acting chops were top-notch, winning Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor, respectively. Year 1948. Gentleman's Agreement. Journalist Phil Green does all he can to succeed on a high-profile magazine story about anti-Semitism. He takes it so far, in fact, that he pretends to be Jewish. As he eventually learns, this gives him a new perspective on prejudice and hatred that exists in the world around him. The movie highlights the challenges Green encounters as he immerses himself in the Jewish community, experiencing firsthand the bigotry and hatred that pervades society. Through his eyes, we see the ugly reality of anti-Semitism and its damaging effects on individuals and families. It's a must-watch for anyone interested in the issues of social justice and equality. Year 1949. Hamlet. This 1949 version of Hamlet takes the classic play and throws it onto the big screen, complete with dramatic black-and-white visuals and powerful performances. Prince Hamlet is haunted by his father's ghost, who demands vengeance for his murder. Torn by doubt and grief, Hamlet embarks on a journey that will change his life and the kingdom forever. The language might feel a bit old-fashioned, but the emotions and themes are timeless. Olivier won for Best Actor, and he received a nod for Best Director. Year 1950. All the King's Men. In the aftermath of World War II, All the King's Men emerges as a powerful tale of political intrigue and personal downfall. Directed by Robert Rossen, the film brings to life the story from Robert Penn Warren's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Willie Stark, played by Broderick Crawford, whose journey from a humble man to a powerful politician is both captivating and cautionary. Crawford's portrayal captures the complexities of Stark's character, showing how power can corrupt even the noblest intentions. That's it for our first of 4 videos reliving the Best Picture Oscar winners from 1929 to 2010. Do well to check our next video for part 2, starting at 1951.